Hey guys, this is WWE NXT superstar Dominic Dijakovic. I want you to feast your eyes on the Heel Steven YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe everything on there, and be sure to check out Around the Point and The Throwback. Feast your eyes.
I'll be honest with all of you. I am not surprised one fucking bit that SummerSlam is going to take place at the WWE Performance Center on August 23rd, 2020. Not surprised at all. I know a lot of you on Twitter are in disbelief or in shock, right? It's like you're saying to yourself, oh, I can't believe it, WWE. How could you do this? Why, WWE? Come on, WWE. I've seen this shit on Twitter today, by the way. To those people, if I can see you in person, I wish I can honestly smack the living shit out of you. I wish I can give you a noogie Uncle Ted style right now. Literally. I wish I can give you an atomic wedgie, give you a slap, drop you, and take everything out of your pocket and run and just run. Sometimes I ask myself, are these people on Twitter fucking serious? Gennady Golovkin style. Are you serious? Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. So in case you guys don't fucking know, Mike Johnson, this is per Mike Johnson, by the way. WWE SUMMERSLAM, you know, the biggest party of the summer, is going to take place on August 23rd, 2020 from the WWE Performance Center. Now, granted, WWE hasn't made anything official yet. They have not announced anything yet. Likely they will real soon. But let's be real about it. Do you really think, honestly, ask yourself this question. Do you really think that with the way things are right now with the pandemic, with the COVID-19, do you really think that there's an arena out there right now in this country that's going to allow WWE to host their event, right? SummerSlam, right? If they're not going to allow for concerts or sporting events, and you think they're going to allow SummerSlam to take place? I doubt it. It's not happening. So again, I am not in shock. Listen, just like everyone else, yes, I was looking forward to going to Boston for SummerSlam before the world went to shit with COVID-19. Everyone's plans was ruined. My plans were ruined last weekend. I was supposed to go to Las Vegas for my birthday. I had this whole thing planned out in January, celebrate my 30th birthday in Vegas with a couple of friends at the Mirage. It never happened. COVID-19 ruined everything. Just like the SummerSlam plans. It happens. And again, it sucks to those of you that actually bought tickets and all that stuff. Again, me and Walter were supposed to go to Boston for that weekend. We're going to drive out from Connecticut to Boston. L-Ride, if you will. All the way to Boston. And again, go there from Friday all the way through Monday. Head back home Monday. We probably get there Thursday, if you will, right? Get there Thursday night, if you will. Friday would have been SmackDown. Saturday TakeOver. Sunday SummerSlam. Then Monday we head home. That would have been the plan. But again, COVID-19 took over and ruined everything, right? And again, think about this, right? WrestleMania was at the Performance Center. Money in the Bank at the Performance Center. Except the ladder match itself, that was at the headquarters in Connecticut, right? Extreme Rule, the Swamp Match, the Horror Show, which I think is this Sunday. If I'm wrong on that, correct me if I'm wrong. But all these stuff, everything, including SummerSlam, is going to take place at the WWE Performance Center in Florida, where it's the epicenter of the COVID-19 right now. And again, I am not surprised. I, honest to God, am not fucking surprised. Not one fucking bit. My bad, it's July 19th. Still a couple weeks from now. But again, I'm not in shock. Yes, it sucks that, I would have loved to see them go to a different place, to be honest with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, be creative with it, do an outdoor venue event. Again, there's a lot of indie feds out there that are doing their shows outdoors, like ICW, IWC, ICW in New York, right? They're doing their hardcore deathmatch shows outdoors. GCW is another one that are doing their shows outdoors. My friend Andre Corbeil from WrestlingWithWrestling.com, the company that he works for, RCW, they're doing shows in Canada indoors with a maximum of 100 people, but everything is spread out. But even if, again, let's assume for 1 second that WWE at the 11th hour finds a location for SummerSlam. Because again, it's not official yet. But 9 times out of 10, let's ask ourselves here, it's likely to happen. They're doing the show at the Performance Center, right? But let's assume, again, that they do find a location for SummerSlam. It's going to be spread out. Maximum of 100 people. But again, I don't see it happening. I don't see any arena in the country giving WWE the green light. It's not happening. Not the Barclays Center, not Madison Square Garden, not the Prudential Center, not TD Garden, because again, the officials in Boston said that there will not be a large gathering event until September 7th. And I guarantee you, again, I don't live in Boston, but I can only imagine that by the time you get to September 7th, they'll probably won't even have a event with a large gathering of people. It'll probably be delayed again. Because again, we don't know if there will be a vaccine anytime soon. And if there is, it won't be tomorrow, it won't be next week. It's going to take a while. A lot of things are going to change. Understand that. There were talks of, hey, SummerSlam happening in Hogan's private beach. But again, Florida right now, like I mentioned earlier, is the epicenter of the COVID-19 right now. Do you really want to risk having people getting sick? I don't think so. Fuck no. I know I wouldn't. I do think, though, again, that it does suck. Don't get me wrong, it's terrible. It sucks what's happening right now. Honest to God, it would be cool if they can finally pull a miracle and get people into the building in some capacity. But even though, yes, WWE says that they're ready to have people inside the building, they're ready to go back to arenas. Again, I said this on Around the Point last night. They, I think, are ahead of the game when it comes to, okay, how to handle the COVID-19. How to handle people in the building once they go back to arenas with the plexiglass. However, at the same time, what about the people that are in the nosebleeds? Are going to have a plexiglass for that as well? I don't think so. So it's going to take time. It's going to take a long fucking time. But again, I am not in shock. I am not here like, this is terrible, WWE, fuck you, this and that. I'm not doing that. There's people that are doing it on Twitter. And again, I said this earlier, I wish I can slap the living shit out of you. No cap. No fucking cap. I wish I can give you a noogie Uncle Ted style. I wish I can give you the stranglehold that Homer Simpson would give Bart Simpson in The Simpsons. Just like Frank Murphy, I wish I could put you to the fucking wall. F is for Family. Give that a watch on Netflix. I'm just saying. But we shall see. Give me your thoughts. What do you see happening here? What do you think will happen by the time, SummerSlam rolls on? Because again, right now what they could do is try to get people invested into watching SummerSlam. Even though, yes, they will be at the Performance Center. And again, things can change. WWE at the 11th hour can pull a miracle and find a different location. I doubt it. I really, really do. If they do, I'll come here and I'll say, you know what? They found a location and I'll talk about it. But again, right now, all they can do is get people invested in their shows, get people to talk about their shows in a positive light. Raw, SmackDown, right? And I guess NXT as well. Get people to watch Extreme Rules on July 19th. The horror show. As we're on the road to SummerSlam, get people invested in SummerSlam. Again, SummerSlam, for a lot of people who don't know, it's WWE's second biggest show of the year. It's like the summer. It's like the WrestleMania of the summer. I've been to 2 of them already at the Barclays Center. Had a fun time. I was looking forward to Boston, but again, it's not happening. It sucks. Also in the news this week. In fact, today that is, right? There will be a new US title debuting on Monday Night Raw. As I'm recording this right now, it's 20 minutes to 7 o'clock. Raw will be literally at 8 o'clock. They'll debut a new US title for Apollo Crews. And again, I think, the idea of them showing a new belt is fine and dandy. I'm sure they'll spend the money on a new design belt for the US title. But let's ask ourselves this question. Who here is excited for a new US title? Who here gives a shit? Who doesn't give a shit? Let's be real about it. Has WWE ever showed you that they give a fuck about the US title, the legacy of the US title? Except when Cena or Roman held the title, or even AJ, for that matter. Other than that, they don't give a shit about that belt. It's a WCW belt that WWE just picked up when they bought WCW. They just put the WWE logo on it, and there you go. It's the US title. They'll talk about the legacy of the belt all the fuck you want, right? They'll talk about it. But it's not like they give a shit about it. It's not like with this new belt, and I'm pretty sure it'll be a nice looking belt, or it might be a shitty looking belt. It'll probably have side plates that you can replace, right? All that stuff. That's the new thing now with WWE titles. But it's not like they're gonna now invest in the US title or put the US title in a major storyline. I hope that they do. I really, really do. But it's not like I'm going to be, oh my God, saying to myself, I just can't wait to see Apollo Crews in this match with MVP. No, I'm not. Honest to God, I'm not. So again, it's one of those things where I just don't give a shit. I'm sure it'll be a nice looking belt. I'm sure they spent a shitload of money on this new title. Unlike the TNT title, I'm pretty sure the US title, the new one, will be completed. But I want to see them invest in this title. I want to see them put big time matches on this title. Big time storylines with this title. Not just when a certain someone holds on to the belt. If you get my drift. But give me your thoughts on that. Give me your thoughts on what you envision the new US title looking like. What do you hope happens out of this new US title? As I'm talking this right now, I am sipping red Gatorade, Fruit Punch Gatorade. Fun little fact, I am not a big fan of Fruit Punch Gatorade. Like growing up Hispanic, right? When you tell your parents buy you Gatorade, they'll either buy you Fruit Punch, lemon lime, or orange. That's it. They don't know what the blue flavor is, or the grape flavor, or the white cherry, or the citrus blue, or glacier blue, or citrus orange. They don't know any of those flavors. My favorite Gatorade flavor, believe it or not, is raspberry. I love raspberry, especially when you freeze it and it becomes a slushy. I know it's random as fuck, but again, I'm just adding time here and shit. Also, it's been reported that Sarah Logan is pregnant. She announced on the gram that she is expecting a child with her husband, Eric Rowe. Congratulations to both of them. Congratulations. I'm not a father yet. I'm 30. In my family, the fact that I'm 30 and I don't have a child yet, I haven't been married, is a miracle. But that's beside the point. I just wanted to come on here, just give my thoughts on all this right now. Again, regarding SummerSlam and it being at the Performance Center, I'm not in shock. Again, I'm not. Likely these matches will happen live. There'll probably be a cinematic match. Because again, that's the wave. Cinematic is the wave now in 2020. Not just in WWE, but like all the other companies. But let's see what happens. I can only sit here and hope that, like I mentioned earlier, the WWE pulls a miracle. And again, gets people invested in SummerSlam. But that's all I wanted to say here, guys. I hope that you enjoy this almost 15 minutes of me just rambling here with this around the point extra for as long as it could have been. But give me your thoughts on what I'm mentioning here. Your thoughts on SummerSlam at the Performance Center. Your thoughts on the new US title debuting tonight on Raw. I'll be tweeting throughout the show. If you guys have not checked out yet, last night myself and Big Mike went live on the air for Around the Point, where we talked about how WWE wants you to put the mask on now, pal. You better put it on. How they're now instituting now this mask. They have to put the mask on. If you don't, you will pay a fine. And so many other topics. So again, give that a listen when you get a chance. It's also available on all the podcasting platforms: Apple Podcast, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Anchor.fm, and also over at Spotify. Wherever it is that you listen to podcasts, you can listen to Around the Point. If you're on Apple Podcasts, give it the 5-star rating. And if you're on the YouTube channel right now, hit the subscribe button down below. Give the video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. Again, I'll be tweeting throughout Monday Night Raw. All right, with that being said, guys, hate, comment, and subscribe. I am Steve. This has been a Around the Point extra. But more importantly, it's wrestling and whatever. Peace out, dorks.